This is The Good, the Bad and the Duke, written by Janna MacGregor, read for you by Elaine Wise. Prologue. Pemhill, ancestral estate of the Marquess of Pembroke, 1797. Soon she'd face her nemesis in hand-to-hand combat, or a more apt description was hand-to-paw combat.
She was Lady Daphne Hallworth, a proud name synonymous with bravery.
She always said that mantra when she needed courage, and today she would not lose. An innocent's life was at stake, and Daphne would defend until the bitter end. A trickle of sweat cascaded down the side of her face. Her mother had instructed her repeatedly that women do not sweat. Only horses sweat, while men perspire and women glisten. Whatever it was, Daphne bent her head to wipe the offending nuisance away. With a stealth-like manoeuvre that reminded her of her enemy, the dribble evaded her swipe and attacked her eye. The stinging salt forced her to blink several times to relieve the pain. Swoosh! Out of nowhere, a forced gust of air assailed her. The angry magpie darted close, and Daphne ducked her head. As best she could, Daphne ignored the screaming and furious bird. Instead, she focused on her opponent, one that possessed an intelligence and cunning that knew no limits. Her older brother's cat, Athena. Taking advantage of the magpie's frantic calls and repeated swoops around Daphne's head, her adversary approached from the far left flank. All things considered, Daphne loved Athena. The orange-striped cat cuddled with her late at night when she couldn't sleep. But this was war. Daphne would make it up to the cat this evening. She'd sneak some pheasant from tonight's dinner and wrap it in one of her linen squares, if there were any left over from their skirmish. Thankfully, the mother bird returned to her nest in the mighty oak tree. Now, Daphne could prepare for the next battle. Slowly, so as not to draw attention, she took a piece of linen and dunked it in the bucket of water. She was down to her last 5 pieces. Earlier, she'd taken one of her mother's best table coverings and ripped it into squares the size of a man's handkerchief. Such was the cost of war. Finery and fripperies were worth the sacrifice for the greater good. When doused in water, the fabric transformed into a projectile, a weapon that her adversary loathed and feared. Of course, when her mother, the Marchioness of Pembroke, discovered her best linen tablecloth destroyed, Daphne would face a blistering lecture and some harsh punishment. Most probably, her mother would forbid she have any tarts for the next week. They were her only weakness in life, and her mother would consider the destruction of the antique linen worthy of such a chastisement. If only her mother would forbid her from eating kippers. She hated kippers. When served for breakfast, the little herrings always appeared to be staring straight at you. With a sigh, Daphne wadded the linen into a wet ball. Forgoing tarts would be worth the sacrifice if she succeeded in guarding the precious life behind her to safety.
One step closer, Athena, and you'll be wearing this as a mop cap for your face.
Daphne aimed the sopping missile. What are you about, imp? Why are you fighting with your brother's cat? Of all the rotten luck! Paul! She didn't need her brother's charmingly arrogant but affable friend interfering now. Not when another battle loomed before her. Lord Paul Barstowe, the second son of the Duke of Southart, studied the nest, then surveyed the lawn in front of him. Scraps of material littered the ground, making it look like it had snowed linen. Are you in some sort of epic battle?
Yes.
Daphne drew her shoulders back and defiantly tipped her chin. She pointed at a nest of twigs and grass she constructed on the ground, with a makeshift wall of briar branches surrounding the tiny bird. Its black and white wings constantly fluttered, trying to escape the little sanctuary she'd carefully crafted.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?